a gym girly who lost 50 pounds naturally, let's talk about thin privilege. This was me back
Hey Bestie, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bestie, like the video because it helps with my algorithm. So in today's video, we'll be talking about skinny privileges is real after weight loss. So I put the stitches together so that you watch. I'll be back sharing my truth.
As a gym girly who lost 50 pounds naturally, let's talk about thin privilege. This was me back in 2018. No, this was not me at my heaviest, but this was pretty close to it, and this is me now. People treat you so differently when you were at a lighter weight in comparison to when you were at a heavier weight. It is actually insane. People respect you more too. I don't know why, but they respect you more. I get treated differently in clothing stores, in restaurants, at the gym, and literally everywhere else you can imagine. All because I lost weight? What? Like, it is so crazy to me because we're all human. We all deserve the same love and respect. Like, why did little Brittany in high school call me fat and now she's asking me for my workout routine? It's crazy. The amount of people and the amount of corporations that will just treat you differently based on your weight. I'm just here to say that thin privilege or skinny privilege is very much so a real thing. And it sucks.
Skinny and pretty privilege is like so real. I had lost a lot of weight before and I would go to like convenience stores or grocery stores or whatever. People were so nice to me. People were so polite to me. And now people are just like straight up rude a lot of the time. Like they don't open doors, which is fine. I don't need someone to open my door. But like if you're already opening it for someone else, like girl, be so for real right now. But this is just a reminder that you do not have to change who you are or make yourself smaller to fit in with others. Like you get to have your place, you get to have your opinion, and you get to have your voice. So quit trying to change who you are to appease to other people. Because quite frankly, I don't care like if you're, you know, this perfect like skinny pretty girl, you don't get to be rude to me and me just be like, oh, how can I serve you? Girl, no, like be so for real. Like we need to be more girls and quit being so rude and disrespectful to others that don't look exactly like us, right? Like it is just like, I experienced it earlier today and I was just like, girl, like we are not doing that. Like completely unacceptable. Do better.
So skinny privilege and pretty privilege, they are two different things, but they do go hand in hand. Let's talk about them. So skinny privilege is simply when you're treated better or presented with more opportunities only because your body or your size fits the societal ideal. So thinner people typically get more options to clothes, compliments, and the assumptions of being healthy, regardless of their reality. Now, pretty privilege to me, I feel like it's more so about your facial features, your symmetry, and your presentation overall. People who are deemed conventionally attractive, they often get access to more kindness, more attention, and more opportunities, regardless of their size. So both of them are rooted in societal standards, but they affect people in different ways. I'm curious, let me know if you've experienced either of them or both, because I've actually experienced both of them.
As someone who's went from 140 pounds to 115 pounds, these are some of the risk shifts that I've gone through and how people started treating me. First, as someone who is now on the lighter side, I didn't realize that I actually didn't receive that much help back then. And by help, I wasn't offered that much doors opened for me. People didn't really ask me if I needed help carrying my things. And then I also have people coming up to me asking me what my workout routine is, what my diet consists of, how I maintain my looks and my skin. And then for a certain period of time, I also began to realize that your body is a status symbol. It's a physical status symbol that tells people how you treat yourself. And when you maintain a certain standard and lose weight and get fit and get toned, people look at you as some form of success. And that's why skinny privilege and beauty privilege, they're a thing.
Skinny privilege is a real thing, and today we're going to talk about it. And before I get started, I need to make it very clear that this is not an attack on skinny people, and I understand that skinny people have their own set of problems. This is just my experience and what I've learned about skinny privilege. So let's talk about it. If you're new here, hey, my name's Meg. I am a New York City-based actress, educator, motivational speaker, and I have been anywhere from a size 18 to a size 6 in my life. I'm only going to talk about my experiences going from a size 18 to a size 6 and the skinny privilege I've experienced since. People look me in the eye when they talk to me now. I can buy clothes in my size at any store. When I speak, people tend to listen more. Well, I'm a woman, so men still talk over me. But in general, people listen to me more than when I was larger. My career took off the moment I lost weight. And I didn't suddenly become more talented, smarter, or better at my job. I just looked different. Nobody judges me anymore whether I order a cheeseburger or a salad. I can literally eat whatever I want in public and nobody thinks twice about it. I can go to the gym without people giving me that face. If you've ever been larger, you know the face. It's the good for her, she's trying face. People considered me unmotivated, unhealthy, and generally just lazy because I was bigger. Those are 3 words that no one would ever use to describe me now, and my lifestyle really hasn't changed that much. There's a serious bias against fat people, and unless you've lived on both sides of the spectrum, it's hard to fully grasp what that means. Skinny privilege is a thing, and even I find myself taking advantage of it. We need to change the way we view people because fat doesn't mean bad and skinny doesn't mean good. People are just people. Their actions and their intentions are what make them good or bad, not the way they look.
I feel like there's pretty privilege and then there's skinny privilege, okay? Stick with me now. I feel like skinny privilege is a step up from pretty privilege because it speaks before you do. Like when people see you, they just know automatically that you take care of yourself and you care about your health, you know, which is not easy to do. And they just treat you differently overall when you are fit.
So I want to talk about something that I do not feel like is talked about enough, and it's that skinny privilege is a real thing. I'm just going to say it because I myself used to be way skinnier than I am right now, and the way I was treated was completely different online and offline. Like online, I wasn't a content creator at the time, but I wouldn't get rude comments about certain things like when I would post on my personal account or whatever. And then when I got big, and especially when I started doing content, I started doing what I eat in a day videos. And I have videos that have reached a ton of views on Instagram because of hate comments. Like people just completely hating on me because they're like, oh, well, that's why you're big and that's why you're never going to lose weight and that's why you look like this and that. And then we also see people doing mukbangs. And when it's a skinny person, nothing rude is said. Like they're sitting there eating like family sized meals of McDonald's and stuff and nothing is said. But an overweight person does a mukbang, and even if it's like even a little, a little unhealthy, but then there's healthy stuff, people are like, oh, that's so disgusting. I don't want to see this. And you're trying to tell me that skinny privilege isn't a thing? Yes, it is. Go look up mukbangs and look at what the smaller people's comments are and look at what the bigger people's comments are. Like, people in this world are so fat phobic and it's disgusting. And like I said, this is coming from someone who was skinny and now I'm big. So, and the thing is, I'm not even that big and people are just like insane. It's like they want everyone to be sickly stick figures, but it's like that doesn't work for everyone and that's not healthy either. And I don't want people to come on here and be like, oh, skinny people get made fun of too. Yeah, but it's not anywhere near as much as people being fat phobic. It is not anywhere near as much. And it's only if they're like literally like anorexic on here, like, and like preaching about it or whatever. But it's like, other than that, it's like they don't get a lot of hate. It's just they're eating a bunch of food and no one cares because they're not big. It's just, it blows my mind. Does anyone else feel like this or anyone else experience the same thing as me? Let me know.
It is easier to find clothes when you're skinny. Yes, the outfits look better because they're skinny. As a former skinny person, I really never understood these things until like recently because I am not the underweight skinny girl I used to be. People would always tell me like, oh my god, it must be so easy to find clothes. Like you just go to the mall and everything fits you. I'd be like, don't you find clothes that fit you? Like in my mind I didn't understand, and everyone would be like, oh my god, everything must fit you. Like I really didn't understand where they were coming from until recently I started realizing like, oh, this is what they mean. Sometimes you find a cute top and boom, your cleavage is boasting out and you're not even trying to show anything. It's just like, and I still consider myself like small, but like the stores I used to shop at, I can't really shop at anymore. I remember I used to go to Brandy and be like, yeah, this is gonna fit, I want this and that. And sometimes I go in the dressing room now and I try to force it to fit me. I mean, there are some that fit, but like it's not like back then where like literally everything would fit me. It's hard. I have to worry about like if my stomach is showing. Like it's just not easier. And now I get where people are coming from. Like, yeah, it is easier when you're skinny. I still am like on the smaller side, but like it's still hard for me to find clothes sometimes. So it makes me wonder how much harder it is for other women. And also, yes, the outfit is cuter because they're skinny. Literally, I used to hate when people would say that. Like, what do you mean? It's because like I'm skinny? Like it looks good? No, it's true. When I was skinny, I feel like I could put anything on and it would look good because the outfit was like the skinny part. I see outfits on TikTok and people will be like, oh my god, it only looks good because they're skinny. And it's so true. Really, women who are mid-size and put on a good outfit, in the comments are like, yeah, that's not it. But if a skinny girl had that same outfit on, everyone would be like, good outfit. You guys know where I'm coming from, because honestly it literally opened my eyes. Like I never gone through these kind of struggles, but now like I'm in this position to understand.
Okay, so I talk a lot about thin privilege, fat phobia as someone who lost 160 pounds. And while I was making my lunch, which is a Caesar salad, I thought of one that I don't think I've talked about on here, but one that when it happened the first time, it blew my freaking mind. And that is the way that people comment on what I eat in such vastly different ways now that I'm in a smaller body. Not only online, but in real life too. Like before I lost weight, if I was eating ice cream or eating a slice of pizza or anything deemed unhealthy, right? Everyone was like, are you sure you should be eating that? Like, are you really eating that? Are you sure that's good for you? Versus now that I'm in a smaller body, anytime that I post a video of me eating ice cream or pizza or unhealthy foods, right? People are like, oh, you're so brave. That is amazing. I wish I could do that. And even something like this, like a salad, right? When I was in a bigger body, people would be like, oh, look at you. You're trying to be healthy. Or something rude along the lines of like, well, what is the salad going to do for you? Versus now, when I show this, people are like, oh, a disciplined queen. And I see it on this app too, okay? If a person in a bigger body shows themselves eating fast food, like for one meal out of their day, people are like, oh, you're promoting obesity. But if a person in a smaller body eats fast food, they're like, oh, balance. That is amazing.
Okay, post weight loss thoughts here. Lost 100 pounds and I was thinking about how different compliments are now. Like the compliments people give you are different. Not that I got a ton of compliments, but when I did, it was like, oh, I like your earrings. I like your hair. I like your outfit. It was not like anything appearance based, if you know what I'm saying. It was like people trying to be nice. Whereas now people say the blanket, like, you look so good, or you've lost so much weight, or you're so thin. Which, like, yeah, like, thank you. I mean, that's nice to hear. But it just makes me wonder, what did you think about the girl before? I've had some thoughts and some talks with one of my best friends about this lately. And it just gets me thinking, like, how people viewed me at 260 pounds and how they view me at 160 pounds and how different it is. I totally think skinny privilege is a thing. I totally think that people have fat biases and there's a whole rabbit hole you could go down with that. But living in a bigger body and living in a smaller body really opens your eyes to that. So like, what are some things that you've noticed? Because I would love to know.
I'm going to tell you something you don't want to hear. And it's being hot is and always will be the ticket, the answer, the way doors get opened, the way you get a yes, the way you become more confident to then project that to the world so it gives it back to you, the way you get more money, the way you get more promotions, the way you move up, the way all the things work. Because skinny privilege and pretty privilege are real. And guess what? I'm talking about like being hot, like changing your genetics. I'm talking about doing the things you can control, right? Keeping the promises to yourself. The more you keep your promises to yourself, the more you focus on yourself, the more you do all the things that make you feel good, the hotter you are and the more the doors open. I've done it both ways. I've been like decent looking, but didn't put a lot of effort in. I've been 100 pounds overweight and not put any effort in. And I've been decent looking, lost the weight, put a lot of effort in, worked really hard at it, kept all the promises to myself, did all the things. Which one worked better? Were any of those girls any less smart than the other? No. Were any of those girls any less competent than the other? No. Okay? Yes, it sucks. But people's brains are collecting information all day. And what you put in front of them, their brain registers subconsciously and they perceive and they give back to you before they've even made that connection. So being hot, being the best version of you, being the most put together version of you needs to be your priority. If you want to move up, if you want to get yeses, if you want doors to open, if you want to move up at work, if you want to build a business, if you want to get in front of the right people, like you don't want to do those things, then fine, don't do them. Like no one cares. That's fine. I'm just giving you the hard facts. That is the truth. The studies back it up. The girlies back it up. My lived experience backs it up. And it is the truth. You can argue with me till the end of time. It is. Being hot needs to be your priority if you want all the things that everyone else has that you think you want. Because it will also make you more confident. That confidence gets you more things. But it starts with the fact that pretty privilege and skinny privilege are real.
Let me show you an example of thin privilege that most people wouldn't even think about. But as someone who grew up in a bigger body, if you know, you know. This outfit. This baggy, oversized sweats, just thrown together, comfy casual outfit. I can wear this now after losing 160 pounds. People won't even bat an eye, right? People wouldn't even think about it. If I would have worn this same exact thing in my bigger body, I would have been called lazy, a slob, not put together, unflattering. Now, I can wear this and no one says anything. People would be like, oh yeah, she's...
That's a video, bestie. So I'm just here just to add on like what you think about today's video. In today's video, we're talking about skinny privileges. Bestie, when you lose weight, step into the smaller body, life actually treats you differently. I know people love to pretend like everyone gets the same respect no matter their size. But you and I know that it's not how the world works. When you're heavier, people assume things about you before you even open your mouth. They think you're lazy, you are not disciplined, or you don't care about yourself. But when you drop the weight, suddenly those people look at you with admiration like you unlock some secret level of life. It's unfair, but it's real. The way strangers treat you changes everything. Basically, it's like when you walk into a store at a bigger size, people ignore you, or they don't even greet you with the same warmth. But when you're smaller, suddenly salespeople want to help you. They smile more. They ask if you need anything. It's subtitle, but you feel it. And it's not about you being a different person inside. It's just about you, your body fitting to the society standard of beauty. That's why people call it skinny privilege. It's not about you becoming more valuable as a person. It's about the world finally recognizing you because you fit the image they glorify. Dating also shifts in ways that will blow your mind. Bestie, guys who never even looked at you your way before suddenly start acting like you're the most beautiful woman in the room. They start giving you compliments, opening doors, and ask for your number. You might even catch yourself thinking, where were all these men when I was a plus size? And the truth is, you are the same beautiful person all along, but people couldn't see past their own bias. That's why so many women say that after they lose weight, they realize how cruel the world was to them before. Another area you notice skinny privilege is at work. People assume that you are more disciplined, more ambitious, more in control of your life. You might even get more opportunities because people connect being thin will be successful. It's not fair because weight loss doesn't define your work ethic. But the bias is there. Basically, even little things like giving a presentation or leading a meeting feel different because now your audience sees you through a lens of admiration instead of judgment. And suddenly that lens was only switched because of your body size. Even friendships can change. You'll notice that some people who never wanted to go shopping with you before are suddenly inviting you out for girls' days at the mall. Clothes start fitting better, and your friends want to borrow your outfit. People might even start complimenting your style more, even though you probably had the same sense of fashion before. You just didn't have access to as many flattering options because plus size clothing is so limited. Bestie, skin privilege even shows up in little things like being able to sit comfortable in planes, at restaurants, or in concert set without worrying about fitting. And the saddest part is realizing that you were treated unfairly before. It's not just about being skinny, it's about how society punishes people for not fitting to a certain body image. When you're on the other side of it, you finally see how many doors were quietly closed in your face just because of your weight. You see how much extra effort you had to put into being taken seriously, being respected, or even just being seen as unattractive. And when you lose weight, it becomes so clear that those barriers were never about your personality, your kindness, or your weight, they were about bias. Skin privilege doesn't mean life becomes magically perfect, but it does mean you're given access to opportunities and respect that you deserve all along. Bestie, it's like the society rewards you for confirming, even though deep down you know you are already valuable people or person before. And that's why talking about it matters. Because if you lost weight, you notice the difference. And if you have not, you probably felt the weight or the bias already. This is not about glorifying being skinny, it's about exposing how real those double standards are. At the end of the day, the lesson is that you don't become a better person after losing weight. You just live in a world that finally decides to treat you better. Skin privilege is real, and once you've seen both sides, you can never unseen it. Bestie, I want you to know that your value was never in the weight you carried, but in the person you are. Society just got up late. So that's a video for today, bestie. Thank you so much for coming. I love you guys. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for coming every day to watch my videos. I'll see you in my next episodes. Bye.